Okay, ladies and gents. Hopefully you didn't just see me check my teeth. I wanted to pop on here today as a continuation of our days together. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I really want to shed light on what domestic violence really means, because we instinctively, our brains go to the physical part of the abuse, where I want you to be aware of all the other types of abuse that are in domestic violence. So the narcissist chooses who to date by determining how useful that person will be to them. And I want to talk about this for a second. Here's what's coming up. So I wrote this down, I think Friday, and this is what came up for me to share with you. And then some other stuff has already shown up today for me to share with you. So I'm just going to be very authentic. I'm just going to go with it. Whatever shows up in the moment is what I'm going to share with you. Anything else, I'll leave it for tomorrow. Okay, so my coach, because I have coaches too, my coach was doing some energy body work on me the other day, and she said something that triggered me, and an overwhelming amount of sadness came over me, and tears started to flow down my face because of the reality of my marriage, and the love that I had for him was nothing. So what she said was about, and I had said it first, I was going into the inner parts of what was showing up, and I had said, that he used me, because this is what narcissistic people do. They only use people. They only look at you to see what benefits you're going to bring to the table for them. Okay, so that's a hard pill to swallow. And so when I said that my ex-husband for 22 years had used me, that word used was a trigger. And so when she was doing the energy, my coach, when she was doing the energy work on me, and she repeated my words back to me, this is where the trigger came in. So it wasn't so much that I was triggered when I said it. It was more triggered when it was said back to me, right? And so this overwhelming of sadness had come over me, and tears started flowing down my face. And I tapped into the reality that for the entire 22 years, and all the effort that I had put into that relationship, to that marriage, we have 2 children together, that the entire time I was being used. And I sat with that. I let the tears come up. I let them flow. I let that feeling of I was used, I let it just sit there. I let it come up. And I let it just work itself out. And this is one of the biggest keys into you healing from the past, is first recognizing these triggers, these emotions that come up for you, and then honoring them by letting them just come up. Okay? There's so much deep hidden stuff in each of us. I've done so much work on me since 2014, so much inner work. And there's still stuff coming up, because here's the other thing about healing. Whatever is ready to come up, that's why they say it's like peeling an onion, these layers. Whatever is ready to come up in that moment will come up. That doesn't mean that there's another layer underneath it. And maybe you peeled a big layer and then there's a smaller layer underneath it, or vice versa. You just peeled a small layer and there's a bigger layer underneath it. But that's why they say, like, this whole healing thing, it's just like these layers. It's like an onion. You're peeling back these layers. So it's important to honor these emotions that are coming up for you. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you. Honor your feelings, let them come up. The secret is to release them in a healthy way versus sitting in them, letting them swirl around in your head for minutes, hours, days, weeks at a time, because that's an unhealthy thing for you to do for yourself and your body, your children, everybody. The other thing that came up for me today was I was on the phone with one of my clients, and we've been working together for about 3 years now, and she is so much in woman energy, like so much in woman energy. Barely any of the mother energy is showing up, but you know, it does. And the bouncing ball came to me. So there's this exercise that I do. I used to do it on the initial call with people. I don't do that anymore. But, okay, so here's what I want you to imagine. Because life is always showing up for you. There's things that are showing up in your life. It's not to punish you. It's not to, you know, it's showing up for you, right? It is a lesson, but it's showing up for you to help you, not to punish you. So here's how it goes. So what I want you to do is close your eyes, and I want you to imagine you have three, if you're a woman, you have 3 daughters in front of you, okay? If you're a guy, you have 3 sons in front of you, okay? And so 1, 2, 3, just imagine these 3 girls in front of you. And now I want you to imagine that 2 of these girls, 2 of your daughters, are so incredibly good. They're just really good girls, meaning they set the table without you asking. They do their homework on their own. They're so respectful. They're just really, really good girls, okay? 2 of them. And then you got that one, all right? You got that one kid who knows how to work your last nerve, who knows how to try your patience, okay? But it's not because she doesn't love you or she doesn't like you. That's just who she is, right? Some of us, we call them the wild childs or the black sheep or whatever. So now my question to you is, would you take that one child and lock her down in the basement and not raise her with the other 2 children? Okay. 9 times out of 10, I get, no, I wouldn't. I would still love her. Okay. So with your eyes closed, I want you to visualize these 3 girls. You have the 2 that are so close to being perfect, it's crazy. And then you have this one, and you're saying, no, I wouldn't lock her down in the basement and not raise her with the other 2 kids. Okay, no, you wouldn't. But that's what we do to ourselves. We take the parts of us that either we don't like or we can't see, and we push her and resist her, and we lock her down in the basement. And so what happens is, here's the bouncing part, the bouncing ball part. What happens is somehow, some way, life will always show you that part of you that you've locked down in the basement, okay? So now I want you to imagine, and close your eyes again, or if they're still closed, that's awesome. Now I want you to imagine you have a beach ball in front of you, and you're holding this beach ball, right? So you're in water, and you have this beach ball, and you're holding it right here. And now I want you to take that beach ball, and I want you to submerge it under the water. Hold it under the water. All right, and what happens? The ball comes up, right? This is what happens, right? And so now I want you to take that beach ball, and I want you to not only hold it under the water, but I want you to sit on it. Sit on the beach ball under the water. So now it's under your butt, okay? Again, what happens? Well, now the ball comes up because you've submerged it even deeper. It comes up with more velocity. It comes up even stronger, okay? So this is also what happens in life. The more that we suppress, right? The more that we resist, the more that we push down the past, the emotions, the whatever, we push it down, the more it's going to pop up somehow, some way in life. So it could pop up in your health, where now you're experiencing anxiety, depression, chronic pain, autoimmune disease, cancer. It could come up in health, maybe weight issues, skin issues, could come up in health. It could come up in love and relationships. Okay, not just necessarily love like spousal, but also the relationships you have with your family, with your kids, co-workers, bosses. It could come up in relationships. It could come up in money and finances. But somehow, some way, what you need to give attention to is going to show up in life, in your life, in one area of your life, and somehow, some way. So what it simply means, so my clients, when they come to me, they are kicking butt in the career, the business, the money part. It's the relationship part. Usually the spousal relationship part that they're struggling in, that they need help in. Okay, so when you look at that part, what area of your life are you struggling in? Is it the relationship part or the love part? Is it the health part? Is it the finance part? Which part of your life are you struggling in? It could be all of them. That is a possibility too. So all it means is that you have to give yourself that attention. And what happens is when you go in and you give yourself that attention that you need, it fixes itself. It threads through all of the areas of your life. And this is the woman energy that you hear me talking about. Okay, woman energy, in short, like the post that I just shared with you today, the feminine energy and woman energy is interchangeable. It's the same thing. That is the part of you that's kicking butt. Okay, so you may be in woman energy in some areas of your life, but you're in mother energy in another area. Like usually, like I said, when women come to me, they're in woman energy in their career, in their business, in the money part, but they're in mother energy in the relationship part, spousal part, the love part. And so all that means is that you have to shift from the mother energy to the woman energy, up into the feminine energy. So let me explain to you what mother energy loves too much, does too much, gives too much for everybody else. Okay. Like I was saying today on my private call with my client, she was going through some stuff. She just had surgery, and obviously with surgery, there's doctors, they're there for you. You're doing the recovery piece. And so she was having a little bit of issues at night, and she worked through them by herself. And then the next day she told the doctor, one of the doctors, she was like, oh yeah, I was, having, issues last night. And the doctor says, why didn't you call me? And she said, oh, well, cause I didn't want to bother you or whatever. And the doctor said, no, that is why I'm here. I'm here to help you. See, that's mother energy. Mother energy is, oh, I got it. Oh, don't worry about it. I got it. I'll take care of it. Oh, it's okay. It'll work itself out. That's mother energy. Woman energy is the one who reaches out and says, I need help. I need help with this certain area or this topic or whatever, or the issue that's coming up. I'm reaching out and I need help. That's woman energy. She's not afraid to ask. She has the boundaries in all of her relationships. She takes care of herself, woman energy, feminine energy. She takes care of herself inside and out. She eats the right food. She loves herself. She has conviction and confidence in herself, in her abilities. That's woman energy. So my point of sharing this with you is that we all go through shit. We all have stuff that we are working on, taking care of, whatever it is. Maybe you're healthy and the finances are great and your relationships with your family is great. And it's the spousal part. It's like finding true love is an issue for you. And that's the area that you need to give attention to. That's all it means, It doesn't mean you're damaged. It doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean anything needs to be fixed. It's simply just a shift in the energy, right? The mother energy loves to take care of everybody else. That's just mother energy. She wants to take care of everybody else. But what she does is she puts herself last. She puts herself on the back burner. She doesn't take care of herself in the way that she takes care of everybody else. So it's simply just a shift. That's all it is. So I wanted to share this with you because when you change that energy, when you shift that energy, that's when you will no longer attract toxic men, narcissistic men, right? The title of this video is The Narcissist Chooses to Date by Determining How Useful That Person Will Be to Them. Okay, you need to be useful to you first. When you put yourself first, make yourself a priority, that's when the energy shifts, and that's when you will no longer attract narcissistic people. Because narcissistic people are takers. They take, but they can only take from people who give. And mother energy gives. She gives. She gives her time. She gives her energy. She gives everything away. And that's why you've been drawn to these narcissists, because you're a giver and they're a taker. And once you stop giving so much, and there's a balance between the giving and the taking, you will no longer attract the narcissistic people. You'll no longer attract the users, the takers, and you will find somebody that you're in harmony with, that you can experience true love with, just like I did. 22 years you're looking at a giver. 22 years of mother energy I was in. Longer, that's just the relationship, the 22 years. Half my life of being in this type of relationship where I was trying to fix him and take care of him and do everything to keep our family together and walk on eggshells and keep the peace, not only in our immediate family, but in his family, and just being in such mother energy. And the more I showed up in the mother energy, the more he showed up in the child energy. The more he showed up as the spoiled, rotten, naughty little boy, because I was mothering him. And so the more he showed up in that energy, the more I showed up in the mother. Okay? It was such a push and pull. And so once I left, the first step was once I left. Once I left him, that's when immediately his behavior stopped. Because guess what, ladies? The enabler wasn't there anymore to enable his behavior. The one who made excuses for him and covered up his shit wasn't there anymore. He had to fend for himself. He had to work things out for himself. I wasn't there to take care of things, mother him. And it changed. And it changed for me too, because I discovered myself. I discovered that freedom. All right, I don't want to make this too long. I don't want to get too deep into it. I wanted to just share this with you. I hope this helps you. Let me know in the comments below if any of this landed with you, resonated with you, if any of this helped you, let me know. And as always, my loves, if you're ready to speed things up and shift out of the mother energy and into the woman energy so that you can experience true love and have like this amazing life for yourself, let me know. You can PM me. I'll put the link in the comments below to book a Heal Your Heart session with me. Please be serious about this. I love you all. But there has to be some stipulations. I do have boundaries myself for booking a call with me. So based off of your answers is what I will determine on if we're a good match to even get on a call together. And then taking that further, after we discuss and we share energies, then we'll take it to the next level. But if you're serious and you're ready to shift things, if you're like, you know what, 2020 has been a shit show and I need to change things because if it's shown me anything, it's that things can change in a second. I'll leave the link in the comments below. All right, my loves. Have an amazing Monday, motivational Monday. I hope this helped. Mwah. Bye.